claws will gut them and splatter their blood.
We hate to say it, but we're disappointed in you, Bucky. You're supposed to be a leader, but you run and hide whenever things get spooky. We thought you had put your zombie bullying days behind you, but you were back to the same old shenanigans in Zombies 2. You might have allowed zombies to join your cheer squad, but that hasn't stopped you from sabotaging and segregating them. We know you're a nice guy deep down, Bucky, but we're still waiting for you to prove it. Zombies 2 welcomed a brand new soundtrack and a band of unique actors to the franchise. With so much going on, it was easy to miss out on some fun tidbits and background information. We're about to dive into Zombies 2 and reveal the 15 things everyone missed. If you haven't seen the sequel yet, keep in mind that this video contains some major spoilers. You've been warned.
I'm so sorry.
We Got This is the first song we hear in Zombies 2. Addison and the cheerleaders sing it while completing a huge obstacle course at cheer camp. And Zed and his zombie friends join in while dancing through Zombie Town. But if you hit pause when Zed and the zombies are dancing in front of the movie theater, you can see that Night of the Werewolf is playing at the cinema. Is this a coincidence? Probably not. What's even more curious, however, is that the sign next to it is blurred out. Could this be the title of Zombies 3? Watch until the end to find out.
I'm so excited to see, well, you know.
Zed's little sister, Zoe, loves animals more than anything, so we weren't surprised that she was excited about the werewolf threat instead of being afraid. Zoe even put up a poster saying that she wanted a werewolf friend. That's when Zoe crossed paths with Wyatt, who was posing as a human. After chatting with Wyatt, Zoe realizes that he's not who he's pretending to be. Zoe makes a remark about the size of Wyatt's eyes, which look huge behind his glasses. Zoe says, "What big eyes you have," which is a reference to the European fairy tale Little Red Riding Hood. If you notice this reference, leave a wolf emoji in the comments.
It was a werewolf.
It's no secret that Bucky doesn't like zombies. He's made that very clear. But during the musical number We Got This, we see just how far Bucky will go to humiliate and harm the zombies at his school. In a blink and you'll miss it moment, we see Bucky blasting a Z-Team cheerleader with his bugzooka, which is like a bazooka, but with water. We knew that Bucky was mischievous, but we never thought he would physically harm his cheerleaders. The look on the Z-Team's faces says it all. Bucky had a bugzooka made to sabotage the Z-Team, but they won anyway.
Disappointing. You can't be scared to get those jazz hands dirty.
Every sports team needs a mascot, which is why no one batted an eye at the Seabrook High mascot, Shrimpy. But things get a little weird when it was revealed that Shrimpy also doubled as a bus driver. Clearly, Shrimpy had some issues keeping his eyes and bus on the road. Instead of slamming on the brakes when he saw Zed on the ladder, he hit the zombie and kept driving. Shrimpy did not stop driving until the bus collided with a fence in the Forbidden Forest. So basically, without Shrimpy, the werewolves would never have seen Addison and entered Seabrook. Without Shrimpy, Zombies 2 would not have been possible.
We're surrounded by werewolves. Cool!
Shrimpy's days as a bus driver are numbered. He put everyone's lives at risk when he failed to bring the bus to a stop. During his rampage, we see Shrimpy collide with a fence, and on the fence is a sign that reads, "Forbidden Forest, keep out." Afterward, we find out that this fence was stopping the werewolves from getting out, or the zombies and humans from getting in. But did you notice how small this fence was? What was stopping the almighty werewolves from jumping over the fence before Shrimpy took it down? And who put up the fence in the first place?
We find the girl, and if she's the Great Alpha, she'll tell us where the Moonstone is hidden.
There's a lot of mystery surrounding the Forbidden Forest, and we're hoping to find out more about it should the franchise add a third installment. Did any of you notice how huge the moon was when Willa and her pack surrounded Addison in the forest? Not only is the moon huge and dark, but it's also present despite it being light outside. Could this bizarre moon be what powers the Moonstone in the first place? And why can this moon only be seen in the Forbidden Forest? Obviously, Seabrook is a town unlike any other, so anything is possible.
Anyway, who cares what they think? It's a terrible town.
Ever since Zombie Town was allowed to open its gates, tons of new shops have popped up all over town. There's the Night of the Living Dead store and a crystal shop too. Seabrook has come a long way since the first Zombies movie, but they still have a long way to go. After watching Zombies 2, we know that the zombies and werewolves inherited their special powers from magical crystals. However, crystal shops are usually run by witches. Could this crystal shop be hinting towards Zombies 3 introducing witches of some sort? What other new stores did you spot in Zombie Town and Seabrook? Tell us in the comments.
They see one werewolf and we can't go to prawn?
The dog ate my homework is one of the oldest excuses in the book. It's a joke that's been used plenty of times, and it popped up in Zombies 2 in the most subtle of ways. When Wyatt is following Addison in the library, the camera jumps to Bree, who is doing her homework. But then, Winter pops up behind her, rips out a page from her binder, and eats it. Now, we all know that Winter can go a little overboard with her intimidation tactics. But who eats paper? Well, a dog does. We hope Bree's teacher believes her when she says that
dog just ate my homework!
Fans of the first Zombies film were quick to point out that the zombies all had the letter Z in their names. While some zombies, like Zed and Zoe, start their names off with the letter, others, like Eliza and Bonzo, simply have a Z inside of their first names. Well, in case you didn't notice, the werewolves follow a similar naming pattern as the zombies. Wyatt, Willa, and Winter all have names that start with the letter W, but the first letter of their names isn't the only thing that can be linked back to their werewolf backgrounds. Willa and Wyatt's last name is Lykensen, which derives from the word lichen, and lichen is a term used to describe a humanoid wolf.
I am a mean werewolf kid.
It's pretty common for high schools to have huge budgets when it comes to sports, but Seabrook's cheerleading budget is out of this world. Not only is the town about to knock down Seabrook Power to make room for a new cheerleading platform, but it also hosts a yearly cheer camp. The obstacle course we see during the song "We Got This" must have cost the town thousands of dollars to build. If not more, Seabrook High has a huge budget when it comes to cheerleading. Every adult knows that they have to watch what they say around children. Kids can easily pick up on bad words and repeat them without fail. We saw this happen when Addison was brought to the den of the wolf. When Addison is attempting to howl, she says a bunch of hilarious things. But at one point, Wyatt stops her to remind her that there are werepups around. Winter points out that Addison needs to put a pebble in the swearwolf jar, but the damage has been done. All of the young wolves mimic Addison's swear word at the exact same time. Did you catch this hilarious joke?
She needs to put a pebble in the swearwolf jar.
Zed and Bucky go head to head for the chance to become the school president. They sing the catchy song, "I'm Winning," to show the crowd why they deserve to win. During the song, things get a little personal. Bucky points out that Zed is a monster who can't control himself. Bucky believes this to be the reason why he should be elected school president instead of Zed. But Zed fires back without a second to waste. When Bucky points out that Zed eats brains, Zed says that Bucky has nothing to worry about, since he has none. Zed called Bucky stupid to his face, and it flew right over his head. Did you catch this hilarious insult?
Oh, did you see that? That was a high five.
There is both good and bad karma, depending on what you put out in the world. Unfortunately for Zed, he did something bad and received a huge dose of karma within minutes. When Zed finds out that Addison might be a werewolf, he steals her necklace to stop her from transforming. But obviously, this wasn't his choice to make. After winning over the crowd during the presidential debate, Zed's Z-band clashes with the crystal necklace, which results in Zed going full zombie on the crowd. Because of this, Zed loses the crowd and Bucky becomes the student body president. If Zed hadn't stolen Addison's necklace, he might have won against Bucky.
I lost the election.
Maybe. Probably.
The werewolves might look like high school students, hence why they were welcome to join Seabrook High, but these sly wolves are not who they appear to be. Willa, Wyatt, Winter, and their pack are a lot older than Addison, Zed, and company. They don't age like zombies and humans do. At the beginning of the movie, Winter says that once they locate the Moonstone, they'll be able to live wolf strong for another 100 years. Turns out the Moonstone also provides anti-aging properties.
And when we do, we can recharge our necklaces and stay wolf strong for another 100 years.
If you thought the Zombies franchise was over and done with, think again. Although the Disney Channel has yet to confirm a threequel, it's obvious that something is in the works. After all, Zombies 2 did end with a cliffhanger. We still don't know which group Addison belongs to. She's not a human, or a zombie, or a werewolf. If we had to guess, Zombies 3 would finally reveal Addison's true heritage. Addison's white hair was glowing bright blue at the end of the sequel, and a blue meteor was seen falling from the sky. There's so much left to the story, and we can't wait to find out which new couples link up in Z3. Did anyone else notice the chemistry between Eliza and Wyatt? Sound off in the comments.
We crushed it! We nailed it! We so rock! Yes!
We're a strong, united, and tight-knit community.
The highly anticipated sequel to Disney Channel's Zombies finally aired on February 14th, 2020. Zombies 2 was a lot of fun with new songs and great new characters. Want to know how Milo Manheim and Meg Donnelly felt about that on-screen smooch? Keep watching to find out all the behind-the-scenes secrets.
We have a brilliant and cheer-tested candidate running for president this year. Me!
Filming a movie is hard work. Actors spend long hours on set during filming. They have to film each scene several times to get it absolutely perfect. It's even more difficult when there are lots of huge dance numbers, like in Zombies 2. Even though filming was a lot of fun for the cast, they had to work really hard. After a full month of rehearsals, they started filming. But a lot of the movie happens at night. After all, there are werewolves and zombies in Seabrook. They aren't known for hanging out during the day. Many of the night scenes took hours to film, even if they were only a couple of minutes long. This led to overnight filming sessions. The cast would be up all night, and sometimes the cast just hung around at night if they weren't in those scenes. They really just enjoyed being with each other. Meg hung out when she wasn't needed on Trevor Torchman's last day on set. But there are a lot of daytime shots too. How did the cast manage to catch some Z's?
Weird.
Milo Manheim plays the world's greatest zombie. As Zed, he's a great friend, athlete, and big brother. He's also a really great dancer. Milo impressed everyone with his dance moves in the first movie, but then he impressed the rest of the world when he appeared on Dancing with the Stars. In 2018, Milo was paired with professional dancer Whitney Carson. The pair came in second place on the show. Milo showed off his new dance moves behind the scenes of Zombies 2. According to Meg and his other co-stars,
He salsas every 5 seconds. It's great.
Meg told J14 magazine that she thinks his dance moves got even better after being on the competition show, but that didn't stop her from teasing him. In Milo's behind-the-scenes video, he said Meg likes to do an impression of his dance moves. It was pretty hilarious, but he got her back. These two best friends aren't afraid to tease each other a little. It's all in good fun.
Hey, hey, I'm Milo.
And I'm Meg.
From everything the cast has said, it sounds like Zombies 2 was a blast to film. It really helps when they are all great friends. J14 magazine sat down with Meg Donnelly, Pierce Joza, Ariel Martin, and Chandler Kinney. They asked Meg and the new actors about their funniest moments on set. Apparently, they all spent their time laughing. Trevor Torchman, who plays Bucky, is apparently one of the funniest members of the cast. He likes to riff and improv when he's off camera. Meg would cry from laughing so hard. Trevor has great comedic timing. Meg also thought that it was hilarious watching everyone dive into the mud for the song We Got This. It was funny for the fans too. Another hilarious moment behind the scenes happened at dance rehearsals. In the last week of rehearsals, the werewolf dancers had to get used to dancing in their wigs, so they came to practice in normal clothes and makeup while wearing giant werewolf wigs. The actors said it looked so funny since no one else was in costume. One of the most powerful scenes in Zombies 2 is the dance number for Flesh and Bones. This song was amazing. It was all about standing up for yourself and loving yourself for who you are. We're all more than flesh and bones. The song also had some deep political messages too. Milo Manheim revealed that this song means the most to him out of all of them. It's a really emotional song. His character Zed has a lot of fear. He realizes that he hates being a monster, which he takes out on Addison. He has to get over that. Milo said that Flesh and Bones was the turning point for his character. That's when Zed realizes that the werewolves are more than just monsters. And so is he. He really turns his attitude around after that and fixes his bad decisions. We can really see his character turn it around too. Milo poured all of his emotions into that number.
You're fierce, proud werewolves.
Yeah, they think we're monsters.
We are monsters.
Every time we see a cast in an interview, they act like they are all best friends, but it's more than acting. The cast of zombies is really close. How did they get to be such good friends? The answer is game night. In the first movie, the cast often had dance parties together. They continued that tradition but added a bunch of board games to the mix. They all stayed at the same hotel, so they would get together and play games. They started this from the very beginning of rehearsals. Everyone talks about how much fun these nights were. The number one game that they played was Bananagrams. The cast also had pool parties. Honestly, it sounds like filming Zombies 2 was a blast. If they were not playing games or spending time at the pool, they were always hanging out. They'd even go to the grocery store together just to get some snacks. The original cast welcomed the new werewolves into the fold right away. Meg invited Pierce to hang out the very first night they met. They were in the elevator, and she asked if he was coming to her room to hang out. He was a little taken aback, but he joined the rest of the cast. He was part of the pack from that night on.
I knew that
You didn't have to be loud. You just okay.
Oh, we got
They
called
heard
out.
me.
One of the themes from the first movie was standing out from the status quo. Seabrook was all about conformity. That theme of individuality continued on in Zombies 2, but when you're filming choreographed dance numbers, it's hard to be an individual. Everyone is doing the same moves, right? Not in Zombies 2. The choreographers and directors wanted everyone's personality to shine through the dance numbers. They have the same basic moves, but they were free to add their own personal spin. Everyone had their own variation. That made these dance numbers even better. This personal touch extended into the costuming department. The werewolves didn't fit in with the humans or the zombies. They are totally unique. So Pierce, Ariel, and Chandler got to have input in their costumes. They had to wear certain items, but then they were allowed to spice it up for their characters. We love how much artistic expression the actors were able to uphold. Zed and Addison finally kissed in Zombies 2, but filming this on-screen peck wasn't easy. Keep watching for all the details. It can be daunting to be the new kid on the block. Ariel Martin said that she had a lot of anxiety about joining the cast. She knew how close-knit everyone was. And then she had a delay when getting to Toronto for rehearsals. She showed up 3 days late, which made her feel even more anxious. She was worried about not knowing the choreography and how everyone would treat her, but she didn't have to worry at all. When she arrived, Meg texted her to welcome her to Canada. Ariel told 17 magazine that helped a lot. She got to rehearsals early the next day and ran into Chandler, Pierce, and Meg. They showed her the choreography that she missed so she wouldn't fall behind. The next day, Ariel joined them for her first game night. Once they spent time hanging out, she no longer felt worried about fitting in. It definitely helped that her co-stars were so nice and helpful.
Our pack is our pack. We don't need anyone else, so.
It wasn't just the older cast members that would hang out together. It can be hard to be younger than a lot of people on set. Kingston Foster, who plays Zoe in the movies, is only 9 years old. Most of her co-stars are in their teens or early 20s. But they didn't make her feel left out at all. Kingston bonded really well with the werewolf actresses, Ariel and Chandler. She had a girls' night with them. They baked cookies from scratch and had a ton of fun. She also said that they would play a game where there were spies on set. We think it's great that the older actors worked hard to include Kingston, and who can blame them? She's an awesome kid.
That's it, we're going.
When you're playing a werewolf, you need a lot of makeup, and sometimes stage makeup can be a real hassle. Pierce Joza, who plays Wyatt, said that his makeup test took 7 hours. For the test, they try to figure out what works and what doesn't, and creating a werewolf takes a long time. He spent literally a whole day in the makeup chair while the makeup artists worked their magic. It didn't take 7 hours every time, but putting on the werewolf makeup still took a couple of hours every day. Pierce also got freaked out by the acrylic nails. He was having a rough day and hadn't eaten. He didn't realize that they glue giant acrylics on your nails before they trim them. He said he nearly passed out when he saw how long they were. And what about those glowing werewolf eyes? Often, actors will wear colored contacts, but not everyone can handle them. The movie avoided that issue altogether. The creepy eyes were all added in post-production by video editors.
Okay, this is a little bit weird.
Fans were so excited that Zed and Addison finally had their first kiss. It was so sweet and romantic, but they were just acting. There's nothing romantic about filming this sort of scene. Milo and Meg are best friends in real life. Thankfully, that made them feel relaxed instead of awkward. But the logistics of kissing on screen are difficult. It has to look perfect on camera. Meg said that they probably kissed about 8 times to get it just right. In one take, her nose looked squished. In another, his face was almost entirely covering hers. They had to work hard to line up their lips to get the perfect shot. Yeah, that's definitely not romantic. It may have taken them several tries, but they finally got it. Their on-screen smooch was perfect. Even though it was one of the last scenes in the movie, it was shot the first weekend of filming. They got it out of the way, so it wasn't looming over them.
We go tonight.
You've been the alpha for so long, Willa. It's hard to imagine you letting go of the position without a fight. But luckily, you didn't have to step down as number 1. You had your doubts about Addison from the start, but she proved you wrong in the right kind of way. You might come off as mean and tough, but Willa, your bark is worse than your bite. We hope to see more of you in Zombies 3, if that ever happens.
Too much.
Perfect.
Zombies 2 had a fresh storyline, an amazing soundtrack, and a pack of new and wild characters. The Disney Channel sequel had it all, movie mistakes included. We have 10 mistakes from Zombies 2 lined up for you. But before we start, we'd like to point out that this video contains some major spoilers, so keep watching at your discretion. If you're all up to date, watch until the end to find out which huge mistake disproves the Alpha Wolf legend. When we first meet Addison in Zombies, she's ashamed of her natural hair color, causing her to cover it up with a wig. But by the end of the film, she's ready to come clean about her hair color, so she takes off her wig. That's when we see that Addison's hair is collarbone length. However, come Zombies 2, Addison's hair seems to have grown 3 times as fast as it should have. Zombies 2 picks up at Seabrook High after a groundbreaking semester, so basically only a semester has passed since we first saw Zed and Addison fall in love on the small screen.
Who would have ever thought that a zombie and a
And change the world and have their happily ever after.
But if that's the case, how did Addison's hair grow so quickly? According to Healthline, hair grows an average of 6 inches every year, but Addison's grew over 6 inches in just under 3 months. Since Addison's hair is very different than everyone else's, it may grow at a faster rate. However, this was never explained, and it's being seen as a continuity error.
Watch and learn, Snowball.
Ah, yes, my hair.
When the town of Seabrook finds out that werewolves are real, they panic and choose to restore the monster law. Half of the town is put under curfew, while the other residents are too afraid to leave their house. Willa and her pack choose to sneak their way into Seabrook High, where they can locate the white-haired alpha in the morning. But to do this, they have to keep a low profile, or else they risk getting caught. The pack dances their way into Seabrook High, where they take refuge in a vent.
The great alpha's near.
But this scene had a few mistakes that didn't go unnoticed by Eagle Eye fans. First of all, how did Willa, Wyatt, Winter, and the pack get into the school? Last time we checked, schools were locked at night, especially during monster curfews. And most curiously, how did the entire pack manage to fit behind an air vent in the hallway? Seeing the wolves walk into the vent was like watching clowns casually stroll out of a clown car.
Focus. Remember, we're fierce.
Midway through Zombies 2, Zed catches Wyatt and Addison sharing a special moment, which leads him to say things he doesn't mean. According to Zed,
Werewolves. They're not interested in fitting in.
and according to Addison, Zed is trying to fit in so badly, he's forgetting who he truly is. Zed lashes out on Addison.
Says the girl who wore a wig her whole life.
This leads to a heartfelt duet called Gotta Find Where I Belong, which is sung by Zed and Addison, who have just fought for the first time. But something a little strange happens during this duet. We see Addison walking through a hallway wearing her cheerleader uniform, but seconds later, when she turns the corner and walks out of school, she's wearing a light blue outfit instead. While it's normal for outfit changes to occur, the song seemed to be unfolding in real time, causing viewers to raise an eyebrow or two at Addison's spontaneous new outfit. We spotted more than one mistake in Gotta Find Where I Belong, but more on that later.
Come with us.
What's so important?
It's a well-known fact that werewolves and silver don't mix. However, there are a few inconsistencies surrounding this ancient fact in Zombies 2. While walking through the Seabrook High Trophy Hall, Willa, Winter, and Wyatt reveal that wolves aren't scared of anything.
Except Silver.
Yeah, Silver.
Who takes?
And rabies.
But then you can see a werewolf in the background grab hold of a silver trophy and start screaming when it burns his hands. This doesn't sound like something a scared werewolf would do, so we figured that Disney wanted viewers to know just how detrimental silver could be to werewolves. Problem is, near the end of the film, the wolves are handcuffed after being sprayed with a thick veil of silver smoke. Dale reveals that he sprayed them with colloidal silver and claims that it will tame them, which it does. But here's the problem. Why didn't the silver smoke burn the wolves like the trophy did? Being sprayed by a liquid with silver attributes should have given the wolves some serious burns, but it never did.
If it's gonna hurt the werewolves, you have to stop it.
You're right.
When we first reunite with Zed and Addison, they reveal that Seabrook and Zombietown have united forces to create a brand new civilization. However, everything falls apart when it's announced that werewolves are on the loose. Seabrook chooses to reinstate the monster law, preventing zombies from going to prawn and upholding their human rights. But wait, did anyone else think it was strange that Willa and her pack were accepted into Seabrook High with open arms, despite the monster law still being in effect?
This is not about politics. I always just felt like Cheer could unite.
We mean, the whole reason the monster law was reinstated in the first place was because werewolves were in town, and yet they were allowed to join the school, no questions asked. It just doesn't add up. What's even weirder is that Principal Lee didn't even get a choice in the matter. Addison and Coach decided to welcome the wolves without ever consulting her. How could monsters join the local high school when the monster law was in full swing? Can you explain this movie mistake? Sound off in the comments.
Now everything is just being handed to the werewolves on a silver platter.
Bree is Addison's best friend, and she has a huge crush on Bonzo, who likes her back. Problem is, Bonzo doesn't seem to speak English, whereas Bree shouldn't be able to understand a word coming out of Bonzo's mouth. But as it turns out, Bonzo and Bree have no problem communicating. During Zombies 2, Zed suggests that Seabrook High teach the students how to speak zombie.
Get Zombie Tongue taught as a second language.
Good.
So we know that it's not on the curriculum. So how does Bree understand the zombie language? She could have learned how to speak zombie on her own, since she does have a crush on Bonzo, but how did she master the language so quickly? When Bonzo asks Bree to attend the prawn with him, she says yes without missing a beat. Did anyone else find this strange? Keep watching for the biggest mistake in Zombies 2.
Bonzo's got an ear for languages.
Addison, Zed, and the wolves go to extreme lengths to save the Moonstone from being destroyed in the power plant explosion. Sadly, the Seabrook power plant accidentally explodes after they win the fight. The wolves are immediately affected, and many of them fall ill. When Zed visits the wolves' hideout, he sees firsthand how the explosion is affecting them. Many of them are so sick they can't even stand.
They were wrong to destroy Seabrook Power.
But this rule doesn't apply to Willa and Wyatt. Despite their powers coming from the same energy source, Willa and Wyatt are seen standing upright and helping their packmates. Still, they decide to go to prawn and have a good time. This plot hole isn't super obvious, but the more we think about it, the less it makes sense. Wouldn't Willa and Wyatt be just as sick as the other wolves? And why would Willa, who is seen as the alpha, leave her pack behind when they need her the most?
There's not enough of us.
Earlier on in this video, we mentioned that there was 2 mistakes in the duet Gotta Find Where I Belong. The first one revolves around Addison's spontaneous outfit change, and the second one takes place near the end of the song, when day turns to night in the blink of an eye. Addison starts singing the 2-minute song while she's still at school, but by the time the song comes to an end, it's dark outside. Could it be that Zed and Addison's duet defies the hands of time like their relationship defies social standards?
Even when protesting for what's right, you bring people together.
It sure seems like it. Or perhaps time isn't as linear in Seabrook as it is in real life. This could explain the time jump that takes place in Gotta Find Where I Belong, as well as the mystery behind Addison's hair growth.
By the way, I love this new look. New hairstylist.
One of the biggest mistakes in Zombies 2 revolves around the magical Moonstone. Throughout the sequel, Willa reveals that without the Moonstone, werewolves will stop existing. However, when the Moonstone is destroyed in the power plant explosion, the werewolves fall ill instead of disappearing. But the biggest mistake of all is exposed when the Moonstone reveals itself to Addison and the wolves. Midway through prawn, the students find out that the Moonstone has not been destroyed.
We have to get to it! Quickly, while we still can!
The wolves are then able to recharge their crystals and cure themselves. But if the Moonstone was never destroyed in the first place, why did all the wolves get sick at the exact same time? It could be that the placebo effect came into play. The wolves thought the Moonstone had been destroyed, so their bodies tricked them into feeling sick. What do you guys think? Was this a major plot hole or not?
So it's only buried and not destroyed.
Zombies 2 was amazing, but there's one last mistake that we just can't shake, and it has everything to do with the legend of the Great Alpha. Ever since the wolves saw Addison's white hair at the beginning of the movie, they believed her to be the Great Alpha.
You are a leader, Addison, but of something a lot greater than cheer.
According to them, there's a prophecy that states that an alpha werewolf will lead the wolves to the Moonstone. However, when Addison finally tries on the werewolf necklace, it doesn't light up for her. So basically, she's not a werewolf. Still, she is the one who led the wolves to the Moonstone. So if Addison isn't the alpha wolf, there's a huge mistake surrounding the legend of the Great Alpha.
I thought everything would make sense if I was a werewolf.
Could it be that Addison really is a werewolf, but that Zed's Z-band supercharged her necklace, preventing it from lighting up? Or could the prophecy be wrong? Sound off in the comments, and be sure to tell us if you spotted any more mistakes in Zombies 2.
They think we're monsters.
We are monsters.
Today's the first day we can attend human high school.
Hey Zed, we are so glad that you finally were accepted by the residents of Seabrook. We know you didn't have an easy life as a zombie, but now you have friends and an awesome girlfriend.
I thought that you wanted to go first. So,
Okay.
that's my excuse. All right, let's go.
We heard there are some new kids coming to Seabrook High, and we have to wonder, how are you and Addison going to handle the werewolves?
All right, that wasn't that bad.
Will you accept them immediately, or is it going to take some time? Werewolves are coming to Seabrook in Zombies 2, and we are so excited. Here is everything you need to know about the new Werewolves. When Disney Channel announced that we're getting a sequel to Zombies, we were so pumped.
We are back because we are shooting Zombies 2!
But we were left wondering what the movie is going to be about. The end of the first movie was pretty perfect. Addison and Zed convinced everyone in Seabrook that their biases against zombies were wrong. They proved that zombies are just people too. They just happen to like brains for dinner. Addison revealed that she isn't like everyone else either. Everyone is different, and Seabrook learned how to celebrate those differences. The segregation of Zombie Town ended, and the zombies were fully accepted. Life seemed pretty perfect.
I can feel the energy coursing through my bones right now. It's awesome.
So what on earth will happen in Zombies 2 to upset the new dynamic? The answer is werewolves. According to Disney Channel, werewolves are coming to Seabrook, and not everyone is going to welcome them with open arms. This isn't surprising. It took decades for Seabrook to accept zombies. They have only just learned how to be open and accepting. And the arrival of a whole new type of supernatural people is going to challenge the residents of the town, and it's going to cause a rift between Zed and Addison. These two have already had a challenging relationship. We wonder how they will overcome this new problem. Zombies 2 takes place a year after the first movie. Everything is going pretty well for the zombies and the humans. It's not perfect, but everyone is learning to live together. Then, a pack of werewolves arrives.
You can't show them that. That's a surprise.
3 of these wolves are teenagers who will attend Seabrook High. The werewolves are Wyatt, Willa, and Winter. Wyatt and Willow are brother and sister. Winter is a member of their pack. We don't know much yet about their lives as werewolves. Can they turn into wolves whenever, or is it just at the full moon? We can't wait to find out. We also know that they aren't the only werewolves coming to Seabrook. There is one other werewolf listed in the cast so far. His title is just Werewolf Dancer 12. That means there are at least 11 other werewolf dancers. Wyatt, Willa, and Winter are just the main 3 werewolves that the movie will focus on. It's also possible that we'll meet adult members of their pack, since we know some of the human and zombie adults too.
You don't have to change who you are, son. I love who you are.
Who is playing the werewolves? Winter the werewolf is played by Ariel Martin. You might know her better as Baby Ariel. Ariel is a singer, actress, and social media influencer. And we are so excited that she is joining the Disney Channel family. Recently, Ariel has been acting on the Brat shows, Chicken Girls, and Baby Doll Records. She plays Drew. Ariel first became famous from the app Musical.ly. She had millions of followers because she is just so talented.
So I've just really been myself all these years. I've been doing it for 3 years.
In 2016 and 2017, she won the Teen Choice Award for Choice Muser. Time Magazine and Forbes have recognized her as one of the most influential young people in entertainment. She is going to be amazing in Zombies too. Wyatt is played by Pierce Joza. Pierce has been at Disney Channel for a few years. He appeared on a few episodes of Lab Rats in 2016. He has also been playing Spider Johnson on Mech X4 for the last couple of years. You might also recognize him from legendary Dudas on Nickelodeon. Pierce is only 17 years old, but he already has an impressive career. His family moved to Los Angeles in 2015 so he could pursue his passions. It didn't take long for him to get picked up by Hollywood. We can't wait to see him sing and dance in Zombies 2. Chandler Kinney plays Willa. Chandler is one of the stars of the TV show Lethal Weapon. In 2014, she appeared in several episodes of the Nickelodeon show, The Haunted Hathaways. Then she left to star in Gordon Gibbons' Life on Normal Street as Catherine. Chandler began dancing at age 3.
Set the path necessary to achieve their goals.
She is also trained in martial arts, which she started learning when she was 10 years old. She was just 13 when she earned her first degree black belt. We wonder if any of those martial arts skills will appear in Zombies 2. Zombies 2 theories. We know that the werewolves are going to cause a rift in Addison and Zed's relationship, but who is going to have a bigger problem with werewolves? It could be Addison. She was quick to accept zombies in the first movie, but she knew that zombies existed her whole life. They lived in another part of town, plus she fell in love with Zed. Werewolves could be extra scary and threatening to her, or maybe it's Zed. He knows what it's like to not be accepted, but often supernatural creatures have a lot of prejudice against each other. Zombies and werewolves could be sworn enemies. He might also feel like Wyatt is threatening his relationship with Addison. What do you think will happen in Zombies 2? Let us know in the comments.
Welcome back to Seabrook High!
We were so excited to find out that you are returning for Zombies 2, Megan Donnelly. You were so great as Addison in the first movie. We are so pumped to see you and Milo back in Seabrook.
You changed the world through cheer.
But we got to wondering, are you and your castmates really high school students? And we know that we shipped Addison and Zed. But who are you two dating in real life? We want all the deets.
We can't show them that. That's a surprise.
We love the entire cast of Zombies 2, and we have their real ages and relationships lined up for you. So don't go anywhere. You won't believe who Meg Donnelly is rumored to be dating in real life. Milo Manheim. The star of the Zombies franchise is Zombie Zed. He's a football-playing zombie who is totally in love with Addison.
Well, how would you know? You're perfect.
Milo Manheim is 18 years old in real life. He used to date Holiday Kriegel, but they split in October of 2018. There have been rumors that he is dating his Dancing with the Stars partner, Alexis Wren. The two are definitely close, but neither of them have confirmed a relationship. Emilia McCarthy. We know her best as the Seabrook High cheerleader Lacey. She eventually comes around and decides zombies aren't that bad.
This isn't good.
Becky, what are you doing?
Lacey is played by Emilia McCarthy. Emilia is definitely not a high schooler in real life. She is 22 years old. Emilia has been acting for a while. She is currently single and focusing on her career. It looks like she has dated in the past, but she keeps her private life under wraps. Chandler Kinney. One of the new cast members is Chandler Kinney. She is playing a werewolf named Willa. Chandler has been on the Lethal Weapon TV show.
You'd be surprised.
She also appeared in one episode of Girl Meets World. In real life, Chandler is 19 years old. If Chandler has dated anyone, she has certainly kept her private life private. There's no news about any current or past relationships. Carla Jeffrey. Addison's BFF Bree is returning for Zombies 2. Bree was an aspiring cheerleader who became Addison's friend in the first movie. She is played by Carla Jeffrey. She might look young, but Carla is actually 26 years old. Wow, we never would have guessed. Carla has managed to keep her personal life a secret, so we don't know if she's involved with anyone right now. Pierce Joza. Next is another new character. Pierce Joza plays Wyatt, one of the werewolves who comes to Seabrook. You might know Pierce as Spider Johnson from the TV show Mech X4.
You know what, maybe it's friendly. I'm sorry I shot at you.
He was on the show for 2 years. Pierce is just 17 years old in real life. That's right, he is one of the Seabrook High students who is currently of high school age. Pierce is currently living the single life. Trevor Torgman. You know him as Bucky from the first Zombies movie. He was the head cheerleader, and he hated zombies.
We like to remind zombies that we don't accept freaks in this town.
His character was also Addison's cousin, which made things even more complicated. Trevor Torgman is back in the second movie. Trevor is on a Canadian TV show about dancers called The Next Step for over 120 episodes. In real life, Trevor is 23 years old. He is currently single. Kingston Foster. Zed's little zombie sister is Zoe. We loved her character, and we were so glad she finally got the dog she always wanted.
My very own puppy!
We can't wait to see her again in Zombies 2. Kingston is just 9 years old. She is certainly getting more and more awesome roles. Since she's so young, Kingston definitely is not dating anyone. We are so excited to see her grow up and do awesome things. Kylie Russell. Eliza is one of Zed's awesome zombie best friends, and she is one of the best characters in the movie.
Yeah, we would have cleaned, but the teacher's territorial about his mop.
Eliza is played by Kylie Russell. She has been a Disney Channel star for a long time. She appeared in the original movie Jump In, way back in 2007. She is 23 years old in real life. Kylie has been dating Samuel Hoser since 2016, and they are seriously couple goals. James Godfrey. Zed and Eliza's other BFF is Bonzo, and we just love his character. Bonzo is played by James Godfrey. You might also know him from the Disney movie The Swap. Zombies was James' first real big role, and he did great. He's no teenager like his character. James is 22 years old. He is currently not dating anyone. Jasmine Renee Thomas. Stacy was one of the cheerleaders in Zombies, and she is back in Zombies 2. Stacy is played by Jasmine Renee Thomas. Playing Stacy was her first major role.
Stage 2? Initiated.
She is 25 years old. Stacy is trained as both a dancer and a gymnast. She started lessons when she was just 2 years old. If Jasmine is currently dating anyone, she is keeping it on the down low. Ariel Martin. The third werewolf is Winter, and she is played by Ariel Martin. You might also know her as Baby Ariel. She got her start as a singer on the Musical.ly app and gained a huge following.
But how do you get 40 million people following you?
I mean, I honestly don't know.
She also played Drew on the Brat shows Chicken Girls and Baby Doll Records. Ariel is just 18 years old in real life. She has dated Blake Gray and Zach Clayton, but she is currently single. Meg Donnelly. Addison is everyone's favorite cheerleader. We just love her character.
This is our revolution.
Okay, but does it have to be cheer, though? Come on.
She is played by the talented Meg Donnelly. Meg has also been acting on the show American Housewife for the last 3 years. Megan is 19 years old. She is very private about her personal life, but there are rumors she is dating Logan Pepper. She is also real-life besties with her co-star Milo Manheim. Who is your favorite character from Zombies? Let us know in the comment section.
All I've ever wanted is to find my pack.
Zombies 2 was the perfect sequel, with great new characters and catchy new songs. But it ended with a huge cliffhanger. Does this mean that Zombies 3 is happening? Keep watching to find out.
They think I may be a werewolf too.
What? How?
Let's do a quick recap of everything that happened in Zombies 2. We find out that werewolves used to rule the land around Seabrook. Their moonstone and home were stolen by the settlers. These days, life in Seabrook seems pretty happy. Zombies are fully integrated and mostly accepted. Addison is at cheer camp, and there are even zombies on the cheer squad. She leads the newbies to victory. Zed plans an epic invitation to Prawn, but it goes awry when the bus full-on hits him. Seriously, who lets a shrimp mascot drive a bus? They end up in the Forbidden Forest, where Addison sees the werewolves.
We're not alone. We're surrounded by werewolves.
Cool!
This puts Seabrook in a panic, and Addison's mom reinstates all anti-monster laws, preventing Zed from going to the Prawn. The werewolves need to find the moonstone and recharge their gems. Otherwise, they won't survive. Wyatt thinks Addison's white hair is a sign she is the great alpha who will save them all. Zed runs for school president against Bucky, and Addison has a chance to become cheer captain. She thinks she might be a werewolf and joins their pack. She and Zed have a huge fight because he doesn't want her to be a monster. He tries to pass as human because he thinks that's how zombies will be accepted. Everyone unites and saves the moonstone, and the werewolves recharge their necklaces. Zed and Addison make up and finally lock lips at Prawn. The zombies realize that being monsters is what makes them special.
Because I couldn't accept the fact that I am one.
After the Prawn, Addison is fast asleep in her bed. We hear what sounds like an explosion. Outside her window, something like a blue meteor crashes to the ground outside of Seabrook. Addison wakes up because her clock radio is going crazy with static and music. She looks at the camera and says, "Weird." Then her hair glows blue. The movie ends on this huge cliffhanger. What does it mean? We know that Addison's hair is significant. In the first movie, it just made her different. In Zombies 2, she thinks it might mean she's a werewolf. But now that her white hair can glow, we have so many questions.
My hair means something.
Zombies 2 was just released on February 14th, 2020. They are still riding the wave of the new release, so they haven't officially announced a threequel. However, there's a huge chance we will get a Zombies 3, and most fans agree that the cliffhanger guarantees that it will happen. There is a lot of other evidence to suggest that we'll get a third movie too. First up, Disney Channel wasn't sure if Zombies 2 would happen, so they didn't end the first movie on a cliffhanger. Everything wrapped up neatly just in case the movie wasn't a success. But it was a huge hit. If they weren't sure about Zombies 3, they wouldn't have ended the movie the way they did. Ending on Addison and Zed's romantic scene would have been perfect. The Zombies franchise also has a couple of precedents on Disney Channel. Sometimes original movies stand alone, but their most successful films often turn into trilogies. The Xenon franchise had 3 movies, Halloween Town had 4, and in the last 14 years, Disney Channel has had great success with huge musical movies. High School Musical is the top Disney Channel original movie franchise of all time. This musical had 2 sequels. Then Descendants happened. These movies were such a huge success. They had great characters and even better music. Descendants also became a 3-movie franchise. Zombies has a lot in common with those 2 big musicals. There are edgy musical numbers and awesome dance scenes. And, like Descendants, Zombies has epic-like storylines. It's fantasy, so it's pretty common that it requires multiple movies. So when will Zombies 3 happen? Zombies 2 wasn't even announced until a full year before it came out. We can expect a confirmation from Disney Channel in early 2021. Filming for both movies occurred in the spring and early summer before its release. That means the cast probably won't head back to Toronto until spring of next year. Zombies 2 came out 2 years after the first one, so we can expect to see Zombies 3 in 2022. And Disney always releases its sequels around the same time of year. Since the first 2 were both released in February, we're probably looking at February of 2022.
Maybe they'll rename the school after me one day.
What cast members will return? So far, no one has said they don't want to come back. Most of the principal cast seems open to a third movie, and who can blame them? Filming it looked like so much fun, and they're all such close friends. Milo Manheim, who plays Zed, has confirmed that he is definitely interested in telling the next part of the story. Disney will also probably bring back the same director, Paul Hohen. He's done a lot of great movies for the Disney Channel, and the 2 other big musical trilogies kept the same directors. Paul will make sure the third movie feels like the others. The Werewolves are now an important part of Seabrook. They have expressed interest in returning too. We also know that Zombies 3 will have a similar theme and message. Zombies dealt with accepting others who are different. It was an important message about prejudice and how it hurts everyone. Zombies 2 continued this theme, but took it to the next level. Zed showed that sometimes we have internalized prejudices about ourselves. This is common in marginalized communities. He had to learn to accept that what makes him different makes him special. And both movies had strong themes of individuality and belonging. They teach us that we should be ourselves and that we can still belong without conforming. But Addison still feels like an outsider. She wants to find her pack. We're sure to see these themes pop up again in Zombies 3.
They think we're monsters.
We are monsters.
So what could Zombies 3 be about? There are a ton of possible plot lines that we would love to see explored. The first has to do with Addison and her true identity. In the first 2 movies, Addison is really focused on helping other people. Sure, she wants to be a cheerleader and the cheer captain, but the main point of the first movie was helping the zombies. In the second movie, she wanted to help the werewolves. It's about time we get a movie that is really all about Addison. The cliffhanger makes us think this is probably the case. A meteor crashing from outer space is a pretty good indicator that aliens will be involved. Was it a meteor or was it a spaceship? It would definitely be on brand for there to be a new outsider in Seabrook. We will also find out why Addison's hair is so important. The thing that crashed caused her hair to glow blue. But what does that mean? It has to be more significant than just identifying her as an alien, right? Does Addison have special powers? That would be really cool. But the movie would need to explore why these powers just now popped up. It must have something to do with whatever crashed.
They must be testing charges for the demolition tomorrow.
Let's talk more about the crash. There's the possibility that it is a spaceship full of aliens. If Addison is an alien, what does that mean about her parents? Addison could have secretly been adopted. If that's the case, her parents have some serious explaining to do. What if they let her think she was different for her entire life without ever coming clean? And then made her cover up her hair to look like the perfect daughter. Anyway, if there are aliens in Seabrook, there could be Addison's real parents. They might be coming back to find her. Will Addison want to be with them or with the parents who raised her? Is it possible that she would choose to leave Seabrook to learn about who she really is? That would be so sad. Addison might also be a half-alien. One of her parents could secretly be from outer space. For some reason, they're trying to pass as human. Maybe they got stuck here, or maybe they are on some mission.
By order of City Council, effective immediately, all anti-monster laws are reinstated.
But what if there is no spaceship? Maybe the meteor that fell is something else entirely. Remember, Seabrook became prosperous because of its special energy source. Seabrook power was destroyed in Zombies 2. The werewolves reclaimed the Moonstone so they could charge their necklaces and save their lives. Seabrook might need a new source of energy. It's possible that without Seabrook power harnessing the power of the Moonstone, Seabrook is struggling. The meteor could be a new source of energy for the town. There's another possibility for it too. Remember how Eliza had a theory about zombies evolving? She thinks they might not need their Z-bands anymore. It's true that Zed was able to control himself from attacking, and he was able to put the Z-band back on. But what if the meteor is actually a way for zombies to fully integrate? They can keep their zombie strength without endangering the people around them. Eliza's comment was too significant to ignore. We think zombies evolving could come into play in the third movie. Milo Mannheim has his own theory about Zombies 3, and we have to admit it's a good one. Zed and Zoe live with their dad, who became a foreman overseeing the demolition of Seabrook Power. He's a great dad, and Zed and his sister are both really happy. But what happened to their mom? Fans asked this after the first movie. They have to have a mom, right? But she is never mentioned. Milo said again that no one knows what happened to her. Is she even alive? Who knows? He said that sometimes the cast would talk about it and come up with their own theories. He suggests that finding out what happened to their mom should be a plot point in the third movie. There's a huge age difference between Zed and Zoe, so Zed has to remember his mom. It's possible that she went missing. Maybe she escaped Zombie Town and Seabrook. She might have gone looking for a cure to help all of the zombies. Or she might have just gotten tired of being segregated. But what if she has something to do with the crash from outer space? Maybe Addison and her abilities are part of a cure for the zombies. It would be cool if Zed's mom got help from an alien civilization. Then zombies wouldn't have to wear their bands anymore. They can have powers without losing their minds. We really want to know what happened to Zed's mom. And that's a wrap. Let us know your Zombies 3 theories in the comment section.
When you put it on, you'll be transformed into a werewolf.
Thanks for watching, hit that subscribe button and give us a big thumbs up. See you next time on The Things.